Hello and welcome to Lady April Designs. On my panel today, we have Miss Mary Pignatelli from Boss Lady Crafts, a member of our design team. We also have Miss Christy Love from My Mini Creations, also on the design team. Today we'll be making the cover for a journal for dad, a gift for dad, journal or album, whichever you would like to do. Been making some of the pages on another channel, which I will be finishing those pages up here. And I'll show you some of the pages once that I have them finished. So, and with that being said, let's get started. Oh, and I forgot, my name is April Bain, and I am owner of Lady April Designs. In the description box below, you will find all the items and item numbers that I've used on the album cover that are available for purchase at ladyaprildesigns.com. That's www.ladyaprildesigns.com. With that being said, let's get started. So for the inserts, I created these pages out of an old bicentennial almanac that I have that some of the kids drew in, so it was no longer of any value. So I figured, why throw it away when I could use it to make pages for an album for dad. So this is one of the pockets that I've made, and it has a little pocket on the back side here. It'll be an insert in the album. So I went by this for the size for the cover, which the cover size is going to be 7 by 9. It's going to be 9 inches high by 7 inches wide. The paper that we'll be using on the cover of the album is the leather paper by Prima Marketing. It's the Memory Hardware Artisan paper. It's leather paper, and it is available in the store. And that item number is 509856. Like I said, everything will be down below in the description box. And it's a beautiful alligator look leather. And I've taken the Mitform pieces, some of them. One of them I did not rust out because I wanted to leave it with word memories that we're going to be using in front of the album. But I have used some corner pieces and rusted them with the Art Alchemy's the Finnabar Rust Effects paste, and some other pieces that I've used here, which you can see here. These are all available in the store, and these numbers are down below, or their descriptions are down below, which if you'd like to order them, you can do so.
Hey, Shirley.
Let's get started. Oh, hello, Shirley. How are you today? So we're going to cut the paper. We're going to start with, this is 49-point chipboard, which in the kits that I make, this is the chipboard that comes with it for your album covers, 49-point. Unless you would like thicker, I do have 100-point, but that will cost extra. Or you can just have your own and glue them together. So we're going to make this 9 by 7. And if you have this little edge like that there, all you need to do is, I went to Dollar Tree and I bought one of these foot file things, and on this side is great for distressing the edges, and this side is great for getting rid of those little tear off edges, which this is going to be covered anyway, so you really won't see it. Or you can use a nail file, or I do have another board that I use that's strictly for chipboard, but I can't seem to find it right this moment. So we're going to go ahead and cut this 7 by 9. It's 9 this way and 7 this way. And the spine on this one is going to be 4 inches. And I know that seems really wide, but what I'm using for the binding is 6 inches wide. And I'm going to use burlap for the binding on the side of the book.
How cool.
Because I think that's kind of manly. All right, so since this is already 9 inches high, I'm going to make sure that this cuts at 4 inches. sure everyone has already made an album or two by now. If not, the new beginners will be able to follow along. We do have a flash sale going on at Lady April Designs, good until tomorrow, May the 6th at 11 o'clock in the morning Eastern Standard Time. It's 20% off all the tools in the tool department of LadyAprilDesigns.com. With the exception of the stainless steel pins. That's the only thing that's not included in the sale. So we're back at 9 inches here. Now we're going to go to 7. There we go. There's my 3 pieces. Now there are a few things that I don't carry in the store that I'm going to be using on this album, like the handle. I got it from Hobby Lobby, their spare parts department. It's going to be Brad's on there. And it's just a handle to open and close the album. Figured that would be kind of manly-ish. And then a label for the outside on the spine itself. Okay, so this for now. Set that off to the side. See, these pages are going to fit really nicely in that book. I gave it extra room so it would have plenty of space. Okay, so for the spine, you always lay your spine in the center, of course. I'm sure you all know that. And what I do, oops, sorry about the dog. It's okay. Everybody has their own thingy-majig and doohickey-bobs.
Do you need to move the cardboard up or the camera down a little?
Is that better?
Yes.
There.
Perfect.
Okay, so I'm going to get out the paper. I'm going to be using heavy-duty cardstock to cover it with. And I'm going to be using that in a maroon or wine color. I thought I had enough pieces.
Hi, Martha.
Hi, Martha. How are you?
Hey, Martha.
Just wonder where your wrench is. Mary.
What?
Just wonder where your wrench is. Mine won't show up either.
Well, this is our first live, so that's why there's no wrenches anywhere.
Okay.
But I can still post links, so.
There you go. Martha, Mary and Christy should now have a wrench. So what you do, you have to have extra pieces, which this will all be wrapped in one piece, and then I'll be adding the leather paper to it as well, is you want to make sure that you do it the right direction. If you put them together this way, it's not going to fit, so you want to make sure that you have it together the right direction. And that your seams aren't near a seam. So that's going to work out great for me. Let me get some tape here. Let's see. I'm going to use a 3/8 inch tape. And you just attach your pages by putting your score tape on one side first, right at the edge, but don't go over the edge because then it could show. But since I'm going to cover it again, it'll be fine. If it happens to go over just a little bit. Make sure that you burnish your score tape down now, because if you don't, it could have a chance of coming up, and I had my tool. And then I'm going to go ahead and do this one.
Martha said it's supposed to go to a barbecue. Still sitting here contemplating, laughing my butt off. But hey, free food.
Hey, there you go. I love barbecue. It's my favorite type of food to eat is barbecue. Although, you know, it doesn't like me very well, but that's okay too. So you take your first piece, pull that off, and that gives you a place to line up your paper. You don't want it to go over it, but you want it to cover right at that edge, and that should keep your paper in line. Because it's kind of hard sometimes to find paper. I mean, they do make paper that is plenty wide enough, or if you're so inclined, which I haven't tried it yet, but I have heard other people say you could use, there's a thin poster board that you could use. Or if you like the craft paper, there's the package wrapping paper that you can get in schools at like Office Depot and Staples, places like that. Which I am going to be trying that on something else. And then push that down. Okay, here's that. Now you have to decide which end you want to do this on. It does make a difference because you don't really want your seams to be right on the edge. And I'm going to leave a 1/4 inch gap in between each one. So this is not on the edge, but it's close. So we're good with that one. And to make sure that I have that 1/4 inch gap is the right way, we're just going to take score tape just to attach this page, go all the way around. Picture frame wise. And we did have a little bit of a faux pas in the store where it said that we were sold out of the Mitform name frames, but that has now been corrected. That was corrected Friday night. As soon as it was brought to our attention, it was corrected. And even on these, you want to make sure, which I use the side, I hold it like this because everyone who knows me knows I have arthritis in my hands and it's easier to hold it to the side like that, just to press your bubbles out. So you have that. And you want to make sure that you line everything up the same. A lot of people will take and measure a 1/2 inch from the edge or an inch or whatever your desired width is. Everybody has their own preference. And draw a line, you know, with a pencil so you have it to where you can line it up the same everywhere. The reason I'm using the wine paper underneath is because whenever I go to do the spine, it'll have that behind the burlap, and I think that'll look really nice behind that burlap. And that should be pretty straight.
that 11 a.m. tomorrow or p.m.?
What?
This flash sale.
It's 11 a.m.
Yep, that's what she wrote.
It is a little bit off. But it's on there now. So it's a good thing I have extra right there because it's a little off. And with those pieces, it's not going to make that big of a difference. But in between there, since I said that I'm going to do a 1/4 of an inch, instead of measuring with a 1/4 of an inch, what I do is I take a piece of 1/4 inch score tape. This is the only place that I use score tape living in Florida, is this part of the cover, because it's not feasible for Florida to have score tape or to use score tape. And that gives you your 1/4 inch. So when you put your next piece on, you can line it up right there at it. And it'll give you your 1/4 inch gap so that when it closes, you have plenty of space in there. Hope that makes sense. If I'm going too fast for anyone, just let me know. During the live show, that is. I know I'm doing it off camera, and they really hate it when I do things off camera, but it's easier for me to hold on to it this way. Bad day with the hands, know what I mean?
Oh, yes.
That's what happens when you get older. But this one you want to put, because it's the spine, I'm going to put the pieces a little closer together. You can cover the whole thing if you're so inclined. I don't choose to. I am going to use another size in there, though, just to be on the safe side. I'm going to use my 1/4 inch in there as well. Just to be safe. Because I am going to have, you know, the spine is where it's grabbed the most. And on the piece that's going to be your cover, since you have more things, embellishments on your cover, that one will also have plenty on it, which will be this piece over here.
And this album's already sold.
Well, he hasn't paid me yet, but yeah, I have someone interested in this before I even make it. But, you know, first come, first serve is what I told him. This is the worst part ever, y'all. I'm telling you, is you put all this tape on there, and then you got to pull all that covering back off. That gets a little monotonous. But if you happen to have the sheets, oh, that's perfect for the sheets. Is wonderful. I only have like 3 left, so I'm kind of hoarding them. You guys know what it's like to hoard your stuff. That's why you should always buy 2 of everything. You can use 1 and keep 1.
2 or more.
Well, yeah, there's that. 2 or more. But that's what we do. Isn't it right, Mary? We buy at least 2 so we can use 1 and keep 1. Well, maybe use 1. Not all the time.
Especially some paper pads.
Yes, especially the paper pads. And I haven't taken that off yet for a reason, because I want to leave that on there for now and line that up and press it down. And of course, once I'm done, I'll flip it over and press it again on the other side, just to make sure that I got it. Am I in frame okay?
Yep.
Oh,
You put it in between so that this way you don't have to measure it. That's what, 1/8?
This is 1/4.
It's a 1/4.
Yeah, this is 1/4 inch.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, 1/8 is so tiny. I have a bunch of them, but I don't even bother using them. And this is going to come in handy. This 1/4 inch that's in here, it's going to come in handy later, and you'll see what I'm saying.
Good.
This is the cover. I'm definitely going to make sure that this one gets completely and utterly covered, because it's going to have some weight to it. And I don't want it to pull apart.
Oh, I thought that's backwards.
Well, maybe not utterly covered, because, you know, I'm not a cow. But
A girly.
I do want to make sure that it gets good and covered, because I am putting a frame on it and some resin piece, which is resin, the Mitform pieces, which are metal, and they're a little heavy. I mean, I see a lot of people making cards and stuff for Father's Day, but I haven't seen anyone making a journal for a man, a masculine journal. And with this being a history book, the pages and stuff that I'm using, it's very vintagey, or it looks at least vintagey by the way I'm dyeing the paper. And I think it's going to be nice for
I think so.
a gift. You could make this with golf stuff if your dad or husband or whatnot, brother, is a golfer. Which I made a golf album for my husband for work, because he plays in the tournaments at work. So I made him a golf album to put the pictures in from every year, and it has plenty of spaces for him to add new ones, which he just played in the tournament again. They got out, but he played.
Is it online?
No, it is not. That's just something that I made. I don't even think I took pictures. I think you guys saw me doing it.
I meant the game.
Oh, no. Oh, no. It's just a local charity. It's just for charity. It's Publix and the Kidney Foundation.
Oh, that's cool. You gearing up to go out, Gracie? Yeah? You gonna go walking with Daddy in the rain? Yeah? Uh-huh.
It's raining there, too.
Oh, God, yeah.
Yeah, it took a while for me to get going, because we were under a tornado watch or warning, or one of them. We've had lightning, and the winds were so bad, I thought it was going to knock the tree over outside. And I've had enough of trees being knocked over, thank you.
Yes.
I have sunshine.
You have sunshine?
Shocking, isn't it?
It is.
In Washington State, there's sunshine?
Yeah.
Yeah, you usually have all this.
Really weird.
Yeah, we haven't had rain for a few days now.
It's because it's all over here now.
Yep. I thought you guys
Thanks.
needed it.
Thanks. Sharing is caring. Thank
Yeah.
you.
Well, at least in Florida, when we get rain, it only lasts for a little while.
Yeah, it's been raining all day.
So I'm just going to cut this over here.
I'm sorry.
It doesn't have to be straight because it won't be seen. You can always do your measuring and whatnot and cut it however you'd like to cut it. All right, now that that's done, flip it over and make sure. Okay, this is the cover. Let's turn it that way. So I'm pressing it down. If you're using black, you want to make sure that you put another piece of paper over it when you're using your because it will leave a mark. And that is not a pretty look. So we have that. You want to carefully fold it. And then you fold the other side, of course. And what I like to do, since we cover everything anyway, so I don't get anything else messed up, and I turned it around again. This is front cover. Front cover, because this is what I cut off. All right, so we have that. Now you want to take your whole thing and kind of give it a little nudge, flatten it a little, so it gives it a little ahead of time, so to speak. Sometimes when you're doing this, after you've got your score tape or your glue or whatever you're going to use on it, it will grab and it doesn't turn out right. I've seen some people mist it with water, actually. I've never tried that. I'll have to try it, you know, on a sample just to see if it works.
Yeah, it softens the fibers in it, so it's
That's
more.
what I heard. I mean, I've seen Shelly Geigel, she tried it on one. And I've seen a couple of other people do them. I've never tried it myself. Oops, sorry, didn't mean to hit the camera. But this will give it a good start. Then you can run your bone folder on it. Because I don't know how many times that I have started an album like that and then tried to fold it over and it just didn't work. You want to cut your corners, your mitered corners, you want to cut them at least 1/8 of an inch away from that corner to get a good miter on it. At least 1/8 of an inch, maybe a little more if you're so inclined, because you can always trim it up afterwards. Otherwise, you're going to have an open spot on your corner.
Do you kind of curve it a little?
I've tried. So I just cut straight across.
Oh, okay.
All right, now I do have some 1-inch tape somewhere. That's a chicken. But I do have plenty of 1/2-inch tape. So what I do.
And that's available in the store?
No, it is not available in the store. I don't have any tape available in the store as of now. I'm trying to find just the right ones. There's so many different ones out there.
Bye, Martha. Have a good time.
I do want to express it, so. Oh, bye, Martha. Have fun.
You like what?
I like Express It, which I can get that in the store. That's not a problem. Oh, see, and I didn't even pay attention, y'all. You do want to pull these center ones up right now, even though you're not going to use it right now. That way you don't have to worry about pulling it up later and not getting all of it out, because it does tend to stick underneath here.
Oh, that's where I messed up.
This is for Wilton's cake decorating, but it's the only pokey tool I can find at the moment. I have plenty of them, but do you think I could find one when I need one? Nope. So you can do this all in one shot and do the little weird foldy things at the edge. But what I do is I will overlap it, or I'll just, it'll stick to my finger and I'll tear it off. Like I just did. But it doesn't hurt anything if you overlap it a little, and it just gives those corners just a little extra oomph. or if you like to do the little folded edge corners, you know, it's all at your own preference. But now that we have this on here, you also want to take it and put it on the edge here, because it will help hold that paper down instead of any of it pulling up. And it seems like a lot of tape, and yes, it is a lot of tape, but it's better to be safe than sorry, I think.
See, I thought you don't go over where the seams are, where you fold it.
Don't go over where?
Where the seams are.
Oh yes, you definitely go over where the seams are,
Oh, oops.
because that helps hold it together in there also. Ooh, this is heavy duty tape right here. I wanted to make sure I wasn't glaring too much, so I went ahead and got a big piece of black poster board for my desk, so it's easier to okay. Now that those are on there, you want to, of course, burnish them on to get all those little air bubbles out, or it won't stick very well. Sure, everyone knew to do that anyway, but they'd be surprised at how many people don't know how to do that, or don't know to do that, rather. Sorry for background kids. My grandkids are home today.
How dare they?
I know. What are they doing home on a Sunday, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And you can hear my daughter. But everybody who knows me knows about my daughter and my grandchildren. If not, I have 2 grandchildren that live with me, Jax and Bella, and they love to get in here and get crafty, but I had to run Bella out just now because she was in here wanting to talk, and I'm like, no, Bella, no, not today. What I do is when I have an overlap, I pull the bottom one up and just lay the top one over it. So hold that one back. All my nails came off. And then you fold it over. That way you don't have a whole wad in one spot. And then you just lay it over the top and fold it over. And there you go.
Okay.
So since I'm going to do the side over here closest to me first, I'm going to go ahead and pull that. And then I'm going to pull that. Now I'm going to take my AGG, which is what is in this bottle, with my lovely little stainless steel dangle pen, which we do have these, that we're going to add these to the store very soon. They'll be somewhat customizable. Want to run a bead of glue up against your chipboard. So when you go to fold it over, it helps hold that in. And you always start from the center to seal it down and work your way to the edge. Make sure you burnish that in really, really well, especially where your seams are. And you want to do either start with the ends or the sides and do one and then the opposite, and then come back. This is what I'm not trying to tell you what to do. This is how I do it, and this is what I found to be the easiest way for me to do it, and what works the best for me. Everyone has their own way of doing their covers for their albums. So And don't forget your bead of glue here. And I'm pulling this corner up just a hair because I noticed on the other side that it was up underneath. So, all right, so we're going to do this, which we've already done. And then start in the center and press out.
Sorry.
Like so. And the same on the end. Just very monotonous, I know, and I'm ever so sorry. But this has to be done. I could have done this whole thing ahead of time, but
Then we wouldn't know.
and I ran out of room or time. You know, laundry day, had to cook breakfast and then lunch. I don't like the sharp corners on albums like that, so I have a tendency to hit them with my bone folder just to make them not so sharp so that they don't cut anything or scratch anything. You see, my tape ripped as I was putting it on right there, so I just overlapped it. It's not a big deal. And if you're going to use tape or anything, you want to make sure that you have no oils on your hands. I have a thing here of alcohol that when I'm doing a lot of taping, that I'll dip my fingers on and dry them off to get the oils off. Because the tape won't stick very well if you get the oils from your hands on it. Make sure you don't have lotions or anything on your hands. Because it's inevitable, you're going to touch it. You can put corner covers on the corners or whatnot if you're so inclined. All right, now you take this again, and you want to keep making sure it breaks those fibers down. So you want to make sure that you keep that going. Okay, so front cover is this way. All right, we're going to go ahead and do the cover because I'm going to do this at a later time, the inside. Since this is my front cover and this is my spine, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a piece of the paper and I'm going to leave that maroon edge or wine colored edge because I think it goes great with this paper. And you can do it either way. It runs this way. You can either go that way or that way. I'm going to keep it this direction. And I'm going to leave just barely anything at all showing of that maroon or wine color. All the way around. And the way I like to do it is I will come up and I will mark the paper where I'm going to cut it. Well, not the book, April, just the paper. There. And of course, before you put it on there, you want to make sure that it fits properly again. There. Take the cutter. I am still on there, right? Yes. And where I marked it, I'm going to take the cutter and just And you want to save all your extra pieces of this leather paper because you can use them for so many different things. And here's my other mark. Now, you can put two pieces together to cut your front and back at the same time. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this because I want it to be a little different. Like this is this side. I'm going to turn the page this way and do it just a little different on the back and then line it up so that they're the same size.
That feel of that paper is so cool.
Isn't it? I love this. I love this paper.
I'm hoarding the rest.
You're what?
I used one. I'm hoarding the other one.
I've used, this makes the third piece that I've used out of my pack. And I keep all my scraps of this paper. Oh
Yes.
my God, yes.
They could be used throughout the book for maybe little tags or something.
Exactly.
It's going to come in handy.
I'm definitely keeping it for the book. I have all these bins of the projects that I work on that have scraps of each thing in it. So you want to check it again, make sure that it's the size that you want it to be, which it is. And you could come off a little, but because I'm only putting burlap on my spine, I don't want it to come in. If you're using something else for your spine cover, then you don't have to cut the full size. I hope that made sense. It did in my head. But then again, a lot of things make sense in my head that don't make sense elsewhere. I'm sure we're all like that. And you could make this with whatever you'd like, for Dad, if it's something you already have, or if you don't have it and you'd like to try, then you can always buy individual sheets of this from the store. You don't have to buy an entire pack of it. I do believe we've sold quite a few of them already, so. And this is AGG, which we will be getting in the store very, very soon. And everybody knows it's my favorite glue. Favorite glue. I don't like the tacky glue, which I will if I have to use that, but I don't care for it. And the Fabri-Tac, oh, I can't stand the smell of Fabri-Tac. So you want to make sure, oh, there I went talking like Mary, that you don't put your whole thing down until you get those three sides to where you want them to be. And then you press it down. Oh, isn't that gorgeous? This makes the most beautiful spine covers for a book, too.
That's what I used it on.
That's what I used it for. Also, the first piece that I cut was just for the spine. But I figured this is going to be great for this manly book. I'm trying to stay on camera. I have a habit of going off camera. Those of you who watch my adult show will know that. And if you're new to me, my name is April Bain. I live in Florida. And that is why I use glue instead of tape for a lot of things. Even in my card making, I'll use glue and not tape because it's so humid here all year round that it's just not feasible for me to use tape on projects because it comes apart. I found that out the hard way. And with the AGG, you only have so much time to work with it because this stuff dries quick. There we go. And when you go to do your spines, you want to make sure that you have your book upright, so to speak, and your pages are straight when you go to glue your spine covers on, whether it be paper or fabric, like I'm going to use the burlap, because otherwise it's going to buckle. So there's a little tidbit of information if you didn't already know that. So let's cut the burlap. And that piece is a little too holy right there, so I'm just going to cut that off. This is my favorite thing, is burlap. I absolutely adore burlap. I don't know what it is. I'm weird, and I know it.
It has so many uses.
But it looks so good.
Yeah.
I love burlap. I tried to make clothes out of burlap. It's itchy, but hey, it can be done.
Oh my God.
I like the burlap also with the lace on it already.
Oh yeah.
It's so pretty.
So I'm going to put the glue directly on the book here. You could use hot glue, which I should do, but I'd have to wait for it to heat up. We're on a time crunch here, so to speak, because I don't want to make this too awfully long. And anybody, you guys know that I have a habit of burning myself when I use hot glue.
Yes,
No.
that is true. Oh.
Yes. Christy, don't even say
Hi, Toby.
Hey, Toby, how are you today?
Hey, Dolly.
When this dries clear, you'll never even see that glue underneath, just that beautiful wine color peeking through. Okay, who's moving furniture?
Yes.
That would be Joseph, huh?
Mhm.
Still waiting on that tea.
Well, it's not going to be me.
Huh?
I don't do it around witnesses. Moving furniture.
Yeah, because her husband gets mad at her, and I tell.
Yes, but she could be doing that.
Going to leave this hanging off braid like that because I think that is cool looking.
Yes.
So, but I do want to glue that down. I will probably go in with hot glue later and add glue to that. And these strings that you pull off of burlap, keep them too, because you can make the cool little decorations inside the book with it. Maybe not necessarily a bow, because it's for a guy. But
Bow tie.
bow ties, yeah. There's that. Okay, so now we get the fun part of embellishing. Yay! Oh, we're almost at an hour already.
What did you draw?
So let me get my 3D matte gel out. I had an open one, but I don't know where it is. So I'm going to get this one out. It was almost empty anyhow. Therefore, I was going to have to get another one anyhow. And I take the big wide craft sticks and I pop them in half. So we're going to take these. And I'm going to put acetate behind this and put it on there. Up there. And it's not going to look very manly right now, but it will when I'm done with it. I promise. But I am putting these Mitform pieces that I have rusted with the Art Alchemy, putting them over the burlap as well, and lining them up on there. And it does dry clear, but I still like to get the excess out. And it's going to take a while to dry. But what I've done is I've done two of two different corners, so that I can have a different look.
And it's good quality heavy metal. It's not thin at all.
Oh no, this is definitely not thin. It is
Way
super
too
nice. I am so glad we got this.
Me too. When I get it.
When you get it, it'll be there this week. I promise.
Keep promising me, and it still doesn't show up.
And then she has to flaunt it in front of you. How rude.
But on these outer corners, I am going to push them all the way to the corner because I want it to be a little protected on that corner. You don't have to dig to clean this out. I just prefer to.
That's why Joel didn't get you your drink.
I got it. Joe was supposed to have my tea delivered to me weeks ago, and I am still waiting.
Yep.
I'm like a camel. I am still waiting for that liquid. It does take a minute or two for the 3D matte gel to dry. All right, so it takes a while. But you can hit it with your heat gun, and it'll cause it to set a little bit, so where you can at least work with it. You can use there as much or as little as you want. Like, because it's going on burlap right there, I am going to use a little extra on these two pieces. There we go. We do have the 3D matte gel in the store, and that's item number 961398, and it's in the description below. All right, let's cut a piece of acetate. Which I have acetate that I'm going to be adding to the store, and it'll be 12 by 12 sheets of acetate. And it's nice thick acetate. They will be $1.50 a sheet because acetate is very expensive. Okay, yeah, that'll work.
I'm going to have to do a mixed media canvas once I get Mitform. Once I get the Mitform, I'm going to do a canvas. So we'll do that on Lady April Designs. Hopefully this month.
Okay.
What?
Hopefully this month you'll get your Mitform. Is that what you're saying?
No, hopefully this month we'll do the video.
Oh, okay.
That's if I get my Mitform. It might not be this month.
She's going to get her Mitform this coming week. I already have the package ready to send out.
Yeah.
I need to order some more too.
You've already used all that?
No,
Oh,
because
sure.
I'm still working on that other project.
Oh. See, tomorrow is Miss Mary's birthday. I was working on a birthday gift for her too, so.
Oh,
Copycat.
when will I get that? Next year?
No, it's in the same box. But
Birthday is when?
your birthday is tomorrow, but I also have things from Amazon coming to you.
Oh, look at her copy me.
I didn't know you had Amazon going to her.
Well,
I bet you it's not the same stuff, although it might be because we did send her the same pig.
The same what?
pig.
Little piggies.
The little gift box thing.
The porcelain piggies.
Oh,
tree-
yes. But that's just brilliant.
Mine's cuter though.
It's the same one. You
No,
guys,
they're
how
two
they
different colors. They're gorgeous, both of them.
different colors, the same piggy.
This one is the one from April.
Mine's the pretty one, the pink one.
It's actually tan.
It's pink. I said the pink one.
It's tan.
Yeah.
It looked pink to me.
Here's pink.
It looked flesh,
It is flesh.
pink piggy flesh. And I don't mean bacon or chicharrones. Although those are good too.
I got paint on it. Okay, got it off. And this is the one from Christy.
Oh, they can't see you because I have my hands in 3D matte gel at the moment.
And as you can see, there's nothing pink in that.
But when doing a frame, you want to make sure when you add your frame to your piece that you don't glue it all the way down if you're going to use acetate behind it to protect the picture. Otherwise, if you do that, then you're not going to be able to put a picture in it. I mean, I know that seems like it's common sense, but you'd be surprised at how many people I've watched that have glued the entire thing down and then wondered, oh, well, why can't I put a picture in there? Huh.
Yes, I've seen that too. And it leaves me puzzled for hours.
Just hours? You? Huh.
Hours and hours and hours.
I love this 3D matte gel. Oh, my heavens to Murgatroyd. It works for everything. I've used it on cards also.
It is so strong. I was surprised.
So I have my 3D matte gel on my... See, I was going to do this frame in black acrylic, or the black resin, but I thought, oh, well, no, that's all right. I just do it in white. And then what did I do? I went and painted it black.
It's because you're special.
I'm so special, y'all. You should know that by now. There we go. And I just peeled the paint off with the 3D matte gel. But that's okay. I'm going to paint over it anyway. Because that's where the ginger magic is going to come in. Because I'm going to use that to highlight. Okay, now on the frame, I have these two side pieces. One is corner side 1 and corner side 2. And I'm going to put them over these ornate looking things on the side. Because I think that's just too much floral for a dude. And it'll pop off there like that. I think it's going to be kind of cool. I told Laura to get me out some of the Mitform pieces to use. I don't care which ones you use, but I need 2 of each. 2 sides, 2 corners, you pick. You pick what I'm going to use. The only thing that she didn't pick that I am going to use is the word memories. I picked that. And this frame to go underneath it here is going to be awesome. And this frame is frame 1. It's the one that looks like the brass pipes. Ooh, I got way too much on there. You could put this on with a paintbrush, but then you're going to ruin your paintbrush. So make sure it's a El Cheapo paintbrush or one that you have used on other things, because you can't get it out of the paintbrushes. Yes, I know it's sticking out everywhere, but it dries clear, so it's not that big a deal to me. And let's see. Oh, yeah, we got
Here's
padlock.
a brush. Old brush.
I'm going to put the padlock on the spine.
Yeah, to clean it out off. I use a brush on mine, and then I just put it in hot water and I get the glue right off. So.
Oh, really?
Yep. Brush, and I just brought it back in after I did that. And here's the brush. Fine. It's fine.
I'm going to center ish that block. And there's a reason that I didn't do the other on the inside, because I need to put the brads in it, and I don't want the brads to be uncovered. Take this piece and put it in here. Whoop. That didn't work out for me, did it? Now your scraps of your chipboard pieces. Oh, I was going to use that piece of chipboard. Oh well, I'm not going to use it now. The label thing, because I'm going to use a different label. But you take a scrap of your chipboard, cut pieces off of it, or cardboard, or cereal box, or whatever, what have you, to raise things up as you need to make them fill in that space below, so to speak. Like that was just sitting there, and I needed it to be higher to make it level with that. So I just added the chipboard piece underneath it. Then I can go over that with a little paint later. Or maybe I should just go ahead and trim that off right now, because that's going to drive me nuts. But make sure you do it the right size. Don't do it like I did. There we go. That's
You move the one on the right. And the frame.
Ooh, yeah, I hit it with my finger. A finger. There we go. And we're going to put this up here. Just to fill in that hole, so to speak. Don't go there. And then we'll back. This is just, I thought that was so cool, because these are actually gold. These little side pieces are gold, but I thought they were cool looking as rusty. So we've got all of those on there. Now I need to cut a piece that's going to go up underneath there so that I can build that up a little. Well, I just cut it and dropped it on the floor. I love that movie. G.I. Jane. It's one of my favorite movies.
Never seen it.
You've never seen G.I. Jane with Demi Moore?
No.
Girl. What rock have you been living under? It's from the 90s, I believe. So I stacked two of those together there, so I can put this on there. And I'm not coloring this one. I love this one just the way it is. And it looks pretty cool laying on top of that.
Yes.
And other than putting the photograph in there and the handle on, the cover is pretty much done. Get this covered up though. Here we go. That's going to be cool. All right, now we're going to take some of the ginger magic from Art Alchemy Cinnabar, which is in the store, and it is item number 964108. And just a little light paintbrush. I'm going to use the fan paintbrush because I don't need a whole lot of it. And I'm just going to take it, and you can use the waxes, or like I'm using this. That's not centered. There we go. Just to add a little more interest and color to it, to bring out those corner pieces on that resin. And I might even actually just go over the rusty pieces just a little here and there, just to bring everything together. Give it a little zhuzh. Oh, that looks pretty cool on that. Just a little zhuzh. Just to wake it up just a wee bit. And it just ties it all together that way. The heck is that? And no two pieces will ever be the same when you do that. Just be careful and don't do like I just did. And move everything. And since those are just, I'm just barely tipping it with the fan brush. I might go back over it later on and add a little to the rivets on these. But it just brings everything together a little, I do believe. I believe. And I don't believe I can fly, but I believe. Okay, so what do you guys think? Is that manly enough?
It is cool.
And then I may wind up putting this tag on here, which this is one of 3 that comes in a set, and it's the Nestaboard. It's called Nestaboard Fancy Tags. There's 3 in the set, which is W2S041328. But I'll probably ink that up. Maybe rust it out too. I'm not sure. I am going to open this, which packaging like this makes great ATC cards too. So why use it when you can why toss it when you can reuse it? And I would open the wrong end, wouldn't I? See, so this is going to have that handle right about there-ish. And there's the 2 brads for it. Well, there is our project for today, and hopefully I can show a finished project later, or finished pictures later on Lady April Designs
As you go
Facebook
along.
page. Sorry?
As you go along.
Yes, as I go along and making it, I will add some photos to Lady April Designs, and there is a group on there, Lady April Designs Facebook group, and there's a group within the group, if that makes any sense. It does to me, but a lot of things make sense to me that don't make sense to other people.
And if you have any questions, just ask April later.
Yeah, most definitely. If there's any questions, please feel free to message me, or if there's anything that you would want to know if I'm getting in soon or if I can get again, if I'm out of it, just message me and I'll let you know, because sometimes I order things and then they are no longer available. So with that, I'd like to thank you all for coming to our inaugural Lady April Designs video. Yes, I put that in there. Isn't this lovely? I love this. Miss Christy Love from My Mini Creations designed my logo for me. So with that being said, I know Mary is probably off eating dinner right now because she has to go to work tomorrow on her birthday. Imagine that. So I'd like to say thank you all for joining me today, and we're going to keep these on Lady April Designs very short and sweet and to the point. It's a little over what I wanted it to go over today, but that's because I had a little technical difficulty getting on here because we had bad storms, the lights were flickering, and I was just unable to do everything ahead of time like I wanted. Yeah, that's going to be cool right there. Oh yeah, I think I'll use that instead of the file folder thing. But if there's any questions, please feel free to let me know. And if you haven't already signed up for the newsletter, all you have to do is go to www.ladyaprildesigns.com and create an account. You do not have to purchase anything at the time you create the account. And then click on Add Me to Your Newsletter. And you'll be getting newsletters that have coupon codes, challenges, all kinds of fun things and things that we're going to be getting in the store. You'll be the first ones to know in the newsletter. Right now we have, hi Carla, right now we have a sale going on, 15% off Mitforms. And we have until tomorrow at 11 a.m. The flash sale is the tool section, anything but the stainless steel pens, because those are already pretty cheap. So those are 20% off your purchase of anything in the tool items. So if you needed any of the craft knives or the stylus or the mini scoreboards, which those things come in so handy, although Christy wouldn't know because I still have hers. I forgot to put it in the package again. She'll get it by her birthday, which isn't until July, so we're good. With that being said, thank you all for joining us today, and stay crafty, my friends. Stay crafty. Thank you, and have a wonderful day.
Bye.